I made a big mistake on my sawmill, and here's the part to fix it. Hey everyone, this is Andrew with Backwoods. Welcome back to the channel. If you watched the part one of the mobile chicken coop build, you'll see that I messed up the sawmill and I finally got the part in. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on trying to get the sawmill back up and running so we can finish milling the lumber so we can finish the actual chicken coop. So in the last video of the mobile chicken coop build, part one, you remember that my sawmill actually messed up when I was trying to build the chicken coop. So what actually happened was it was not the actual follower wheel, which I thought it was, and I'll show you right here. Right here, the follower wheel. All right, I thought this was messed up, but it was not the follower wheel. What happened was when I ended up popping the blade off, I ended up breaking, and I don't know if you can see this because of the sun. I'm in the shade here. See if I can open up. If you can see, ended up breaking the guide off a little bit. So I ended up having to order a whole new one. So it finally came in, so I have it. So we're gonna see about installing it today and see if we can't get the sawmill back up and running properly so that we can finish the chicken coop build. So let's get started. So the first thing is let's get the old guide off and let's put the new one on. I don't know if you can see it out either. See if I can point to it. As you can see where something got misaligned, I guess when I tried to fix it. When it broke, and it was ended up cutting into it, which was not good. So that means to tell me it was too far up. It needed to go back. So you can see the slots give you some room to adjust. Okay, I got the old one off. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean out some of these other guides and stuff that's got a bunch of sawdust in them that needed to be done anyways. All this, and I'm gonna readjust all those, and I'm gonna try to make sure that all that is set up nice and clean, so when I put the blade in there, there's nothing obstructing that. Okay, I cleaned the guides out, these right here, just kind of real good. Took a screwdriver and stuff and wiped it all off, blew it off. Cleaned both of them out. Didn't record that because that was easy as can be. So now we're gonna wait. I'm gonna adjust these with the blade inside of it, so I'll actually know the thickness. You will need a Allen wrench to do both of those. So we'll do that when I get the blade in there. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up the machine and I'm going to run it without a blade to make sure everything's good over here with the actual wheel. All right, I ran it for just a few minutes. Everything's fine on this side, the chuck, nothing's running. Everything's running, nothing's catching. Everything sounds smooth, sounds really good. So we're gonna put the blade on, and then I'm going to check and make sure that the guides are where they need to be as far as the spacing. All right, I got the blade on, but you can see, and I don't know if this is normal or not, but you can see, let me see if you can see the blade, but you can see that that's straight. See how the blade's going up, it's hitting right there. I don't know if because the blade's not tightened yet, or if that spacer's too high and it's throwing it off. So without it on, without it running, I'm going to tighten it up to what it's called for, and I'm going to see what it does. And again, without it on or running or anything like that. So let's tighten it up and let's see what it does. Got the blade on. Okay, it's fairly tight already, and it's still. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'd be able to move it by hand, but I'm not. So I don't really know. I don't like that it's coming up like that. So.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
I found the problem when I was doing it. I was running the blade wrong. I don't know what happened to me. I wasn't thinking right, but I was running the blade. I was trying to run it in here in that gap, which was causing it to bind, obviously, because that's not where it's supposed to go. That's for the blade guide. All right, the blade protector guide right there. All right, so I, like an idiot, was putting it in wrong. So, and I've done it multiple times. I don't know what it was that day or or whatever whatever happened. But whatever it was, I was not thinking right. And I haven't looked at it since until today. So that was the problem. I did need a new adjustable blade guide anyhow, because it did break. But I could have ran it with just that for temporarily. But let's tighten it up and see where we need to adjust those. If I need to adjust them, I will show you that. All right, I got it tightened down. The blade tightened down to right at 20 pounds, 20 foot-pounds. All right, so you can hear it. All right, so it's 20 foot-pounds. If you do not have a torque wrench, as you can tell, that pretty much gets this part right here, flush with this outer part. And you loosen it up, you'll see that ring come out. It's pretty much flush right there. All right, so that's 20 foot-pounds. Let's take a look at the guides to see if it's hitting. It looks good there, and it looks pretty good there. I don't notice it. I don't see it hitting anything. There's a gap between there. There's a nice gap, but it's hitting a little bit right there, that top one. I need to make that, if you can see it, let me get the driver. This top piece right here is hitting a little bit. So I'm going to adjust that. All right, you can see I got it out. Here it is. You can see where it was rubbing just a smidge right there on the corner, if you can see that, or a smidge. So we're gonna raise it up just a little bit. Okay, I got the blade back on, I got it tightened up, and I got everything. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I made a mistake. Was it a big mistake? Could have been. But I did catch it this time. I don't know why I didn't do it. So the problem was, when I put my blade popped off, when I put a new blade on, it kept getting pinched, and I could not figure out why. For some idiotic reason, and I don't know why, I was trying to run the blade under here. If you can see, it's kind of shadowy here. Under here, there's a little gap. Well, this is the old one that broke. So you can see I was trying to run it in there. Well, that's not what it's for. That's for the blade guide. All right, the yellow blade guide that protects it right here. That's for that to go in there. All right, and slide in there, and that's what that's for, to keep that when you adjust it, when you adjust this in and out. So with me trying to put the blade under there, it kept pinching, which rightfully so. That's not where it was supposed to go, because it was coming in and it was putting it at an angle and it was pinching it. It shouldn't have done that, which was causing it where I couldn't turn it, and the blade. So that's where I was like, oh my goodness, I messed up my wheels, I messed up my motor, my chuck, or something. So I don't know, that was a bonehead mistake. That's why if you run a sawmill, take your time. I'm glad I stepped away when I did, instead of trying to force something that I shouldn't have forced. Although I could have been running the sawmill, I didn't. But I do have it fixed. It is fixed. I just got to put the blade guard back on it, that yellow piece, and run it. And you can tell it's not pinching anymore. And I'll show you how I know, because beforehand, all right, you couldn't even spin it, nothing at all. And now you can spin it perfectly fine. All right, no issues of any kind. All right, so that's why when you're working with your sawmill, take your time. And I don't know why I did that, honestly. I've changed multiple blades on here, but for some other reason, when I took the old blade off, I guess maybe because of the way it went in, I had to actually get it out of that, because it slipped down in there when it popped off and everything. And so me thinking, I don't know, and I immediately went to go put a new blade on, I went back underneath there not thinking that that's not where it's supposed to go. But it's fixed. It's back to where it's supposed to be, which is a good thing, which gave me some time to readjust some of the actual other blade guides, get those where they need to be, because it was running along one of them. And so I've been able to fix those and get those where they need to be, and check it out. And that just proves, and again, I don't have tons of time, but that just proves that there's still always something to learn about your machine. And if I could give you any advice, is take your time, don't try to force anything. read the owner's manual. Though it's not on camera, I did pull out the owner's manual and I looked through it, and then that's why I couldn't figure that out. And then that's when it just hit me that that's not where it's supposed to go. So, you know, live and learn. I'm glad I didn't destroy anything. I did lose one blade, but if that's all I lost, then, you know, that was a learning experience. And now I know for the future. So just pay attention to what you're doing. I'm gonna put the sawmill back, finish putting it back together. It is pretty much together. If you have any questions, please leave comments below, and I will be happy to get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching this short little video, but informational, if you will. And again, thanks for watching it, and you have a blessed day.